So the setup is really good. Okay, so from this angle, just get a little better line here. So that one caught the hosel. See that? Let's look at the face-on view. Let me go back. We'll play through full speed. Back to the beginning. Center of your chest. What's that? So what I'm going to take my time before I say anything. I just we want to be as simple as possible. Good looking impact position. You can see the club face, how closed it is there. All the way on the front side. Let's go back here again. So I'm going to go through and explain exactly how the club is coming back now, okay? So what we would like to do is, as we start off, we've got our hands underneath our shoulders. We'd like them to stay under our shoulders on the way back, but we don't want that club to get back behind us. So watch how we start back. See, your hands are moving a little bit out towards the ball, just a little bit. And then when you're parallel to the ground, the club's in a pretty good place. It's a very good place right here. Okay? But notice how as you continue turning back, your club head is coming underneath your right arm here. So your shaft is getting outside of your hands a little bit. So I'm going to show you a picture of a tour player. I'm going to use Adam Scott, because I think we've used him before. I'm going to put a line also on his hands here, okay? So notice how when he comes back, see his hands stay underneath his shoulders a little bit more than yours? And then as he keeps turning those shoulders back, he hinges those wrists, and his club head should be a little bit outside of his hands when his club is parallel to the ground. Okay. Now watch as how he continues hinging his wrist kind of straight up, and this gets the shaft more in between his arms here, whereas your shaft is getting a little bit underneath your right arm. See the difference there? So when you get up towards the back of your golf swing, your shaft is a little bit flat relative to the target line, and he's a little bit upright here. Okay? I'm going to get rid of this other line that we drew for you. Put your target line back. Okay. So if you take a look at the shaft angle here, He's pointing a little bit inside of his ball. Your shaft is pointing a little bit outside of your ball. Okay? So if you guys each return on that same plane, he's going to whiff the ball inside. You're going to whiff the ball outside. Right? Does that make sense? Well, no, I mean, literally, if you guys just make a swing with no adjustment coming back down, you're both going to miss the ball. Right? So oftentimes there's some adjustment made on the downswing. But because Adam Scott is very upright, he's going to be able to get a little bit underneath that previous swing plane with his club head. So he's a little teeny bit flatter. And now he's getting set up to hit the ball and come from the inside. He's got plenty of room to do it. Okay? Well, you're flatter. The easiest way for you to hit the ball is out to in, over the top. But a lot of times you don't do that because you know you don't want to be over the top. So see, you're going to drop it underneath more, but the trouble is you were already flat. So now what happens is your hands are too close to the ball, and you can't. The only way for you to hit the ball now from here without shanking is to pull them dead left and have a very out to in swing. Does that make sense? Does it totally make sense? Where you'd be cutting across it, but you're not going to do that, and so you're going to deliver that club with the ball on, you know, inside of the sweet spot. So good golfers that get a little bit flat in their backswing, this is where they end up sometimes, including me. Okay? So if we can get you, and you know, we talked, I think, before, did you used to bring the club back where you were really back behind you?
I've always had a really flat swing.
Okay? So before, I can probably grab one of your old swings here. Yeah, so you brought it back behind you before, and you can see here you were flatter then than you are now. We had the same conversation, it looks like, right? So you're doing better, but we still need to get that shaft instead of where it is now. I'm going to change color. We want to just get you up here more. Does that make sense? And then you're going to have plenty of room. So what's going on with you hitting the shank? I get into the same thing for the same reason. Okay? And so the way that we can fix this is to have you hit shots where we can really kind of insist that your hands are more up higher and your shaft is much more upright. Now the good news is you got out of that whole thing. I'll bring the club back flat from the get-go. You're not whipping the club back behind you, but we need to get you to hinge those wrists straight up more rather than rolling the club behind you a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Totally make sense? Yes? Okay. So that's going to be the main priority.
Okay.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say just making sure that I'm not having to overcompensate too much. Because on the video when you just played, I can see how much movement there is, you know, at the very top.
Movement in your body?
Movement in the club head, trying to get the thing started on path.
So what happens is this. When you're a little bit flat in your backswing, right? So good player, they know they don't want to come out to end. No matter what you do in your backswing, you know to hit the ball from the inside, even though you haven't given yourself room. And then you try to get your body out of the way. But it's usually going to be an issue. Now, you can go through a stretch where you hit the ball really, really well. So, like for me, I'll be hitting it great, and then sometimes I start to notice that my impact mark on my club face is starting to move a little bit more towards the heel. Better players tend to hit it a little bit more towards the heel because they come more from the inside. But if somebody continues to get closer and closer to the heel, they're going to end up, you know, catching that hosel. And then you're going to get into a thing where you're habitually catching the hosel. So I feel for you because I was there this summer. So what we want to do is get you like this green swing path up here. That's where we want to get you. And the other thing you want to do, and I've been through this and played through this thing, as you're working on it, when you set up to the golf ball, set up with the ball in the toe to give yourself a little bit of leeway. You know, that's just what you have to do as you're working on this. I wish I could say, oh, okay, we're going to do these 3 things, and you never have to worry about it again, but it doesn't work that way. All right? So let me pause this.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel for more instructional videos.